Hello Capricorn, how you guys doing? Let's dive straight into a reading. My angels, I actually have gone ahead and pulled everything out for you, so we're going to clarify everything. So let's just dive in. All right, as you can see, I do have a new deck that I'm using in the videos. It's not new, I've been saying this to everyone, but it's new to me, right? So I'm going to read it out from the book here, but just to show you guys, you have the emotion card being your main theme for the week. And what this says is any uncertainties that have been hanging around should begin to fall away soon. A commitment and even perhaps a major life decision will come up, and you are advised to take hold of your emotions before you determine the right path for you. Someone near you may express themselves in an unsettling way, so try and ride that wave gently until it passes. It could be time to take a new step forward. All right, my angels, let's see how that comes up. It's interesting that it said that, because I'm just going to jump ahead into the reading quickly because I'll show you, because this Page of Cups and this Dark Man came out, and the Page of Cups jumped on top of the Dark Man, which kind of felt like maybe this Dark Man, so dealings or a relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair, could be a part of a challenge here. Maybe they are expressing themselves a bit immaturely, because the Page of Cups is immature. It's a child, so maybe temper tantrum coming from somebody. That could be a bit of an issue coming up for you guys because it's in your challenge position. So interesting that that card said a similar thing. Let's dive into your reading. Okay, my angels, let's see what's going on, because we do have some other great cards, so don't worry too much about it. But it is an emotional week, so it makes sense. Page, Knight, and the King of Cups have all shown up in your reading, and in your position, you also have the Five of Cups, so which is about being a little bit pessimistic. So we'll sort it out, don't you worry. Right, so the first few cards that you have over here in your Oracle decks, you have Orphaned and Time for a Nap. On one hand, you may be feeling a bit neglected. Underneath that, you do have rejections. Maybe this is where these feelings are coming from. Maybe there's an abandonment wound or not feeling good enough wound. Whatever it is, you could be feeling a little bit down when this card comes in, all right? A bit emotional, kind of maybe criticizing yourself or anything like that. If you have faced rejection, maybe you're taking it super personally, or again, if somebody's acting in a certain way, I feel like this is a card of like internalizing what's going on in your environment, blaming yourself or feeling guilty in some way about it. So I wonder what this is for you guys. Let me know in the comment section. But moving away from this, it kind of does remind me of the Five of Cups too. They kind of look very similar, as you can see. The head is hanging down, focusing on the problems. This is something that always comes with advice to not focus on what you cannot control. That is the things that have already been done, the things of like other people, their behaviors, for example. We cannot control that. And I think that's why perfection is here as well, because it does feel like any kind of rejection right now or worries about other people is kind of clashing with your idea of perfection, of what your life should be looking like right now, or what you should be like right now. Like it's almost like that's going on. So they don't want you to focus on perfection at the moment, especially not to try and be a perfect person. Like nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, right? So I wonder how this comes through in your reading. Anyway, I'm just connecting the dots a little bit whilst going through your reading, but you also have time for a nap. So even though you are facing a bit of rejection, even if it's internally, Spirit really is saying that you're actually in a position today that maybe you once wanted to be in a little while ago. I'm not speaking about the rejection side of it, but other things. And that's exactly what the Five of Cups is coming through and saying, because that one thing that's caught your attention is clearly negative, but there might be something around you again, whether it's a love interest, whether it's a really good partnership with somebody, a good job, a roof over your head, a location that you're living in. Something may be what you once wished for or really wanted. And it's like, don't be so focused on the negatives that you forget the other things that are going on around you. And again, easier said than done, I get it. But time for a nap can also be, it's time for a nap. Capricorn, maybe you've overworked yourself, all right, and it's just time to slow down a little bit, at least this week only, okay? Or just take a break, focus on your sleep a little bit more, all right, rather than these issues and problems at hand, okay? All right, so maybe you need a bit more sleep, feeling a bit more fatigued. Again, take a break, all right? Your internal health and your mental health, your emotional health are all super important this week, so don't neglect them, okay? Right, so you do have rejection here, which does come through when you might be lacking creativity because of fears of rejection, lacking, maybe you aren't moving forward because you're worried, okay? Like similar thing, whatever it is in your story. It almost feels like he's worried about rejection, and that is blocking his creativity or blocking himself from putting his art out there. because again, he's worried about people's opinions. Maybe he's been rejected before, and these voices are coming from those people of the past. So again, whatever area of your life is, we're going to speak very generally and metaphorically because I'm tired today, but I hope you still catch the messages that are for you. It just feels like they're asking you not to limit yourself and not to limit your creativity by worrying so much about everyone else and not enough about yourself. All right? Because it does feel like you're seeking perfection, but really we're imperfectly perfect already, right? If there's anything that you want to change and learn from through certain mistakes, then do that. That's fine. Okay, but having some sort of unrealistic expectations of yourself and others could be a reason why expectations don't get met, and that's what can cause some disappointment. Aim high, always. Always, but let's not internalize any mistakes that we make along the way. You know, like we will go, okay, I made a mistake, okay, a door shut in my face, maybe I could have done this better, or maybe that just wasn't the right thing for me, maybe there's something else out there, right? Don't shut down is something that's important, right? Then you have over here new. This says a cycle has ended, welcome the new, change is coming for good. So whatever this is, it's all coming up underneath orphaned and rejection. So maybe a loss of a relationship, feeling rejected by someone who you really liked, or a job that you really wanted, whatever it is, a cycle has ended. We can't do anything about these spilt cups apart from fill them back up, all right, or leave them alone and go build on what else you have, okay? Then you have smile, which is interesting because it does look like this fox is smiling over here, at least a little bit anyways. So I feel like that's what they want you to do. Instead of focusing on that, feel happy about where you are today. All right. Think of something beautiful. Don't worry. Be happy. There's always a reason to smile. Okay. And I think that's interesting that they all come up like that together, because it does feel like they're asking you to kind of remember where you were at today, and that maybe you wanted to be in a similar situation. Again, nothing to do with this rejection, but maybe something else around you. All right. Anyway, so you have this dark man. This could, of course, be you. It could be someone that you're going to be dealing with this week. Again, for a lot of you, it may be this person who is going to pose a bit of a challenge, but doesn't have to be. You also have pay attention to your work coming through with that desk here. So maybe you guys are changing your job, or maybe you are being called to maybe do something in your workspace. Make sure that you don't fall behind in any way. Let's dive in a little bit more. Right. Four of Pentacles coming up in your tarot. This is in a position of the overall energy for this week. The Four of Pentacles can be sometimes it's about building on a foundation, solidifying it, making sure that everything is built properly, right? Like this could be holding on to your finances for your savings, for example. That could be the case, but other times it can also be about holding on or holding back. And this is where it gets a little bit, it highlights a bit of a scarce mindset, right? Or I need to control absolutely everything. And if it's not in our control, then, it's an unwillingness to let go or to move forward. So let's see what it is. It's quite a stuck card. Right, let's see. Why is the Four of Pentacles the overall energy for this week, please, Spirit? The Three of Wands, so you're waiting for something. That's interesting. And the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I just feel like I don't really like that combination, I'll be honest with you. Now, the Nine of Cups is there, which is saying that there clearly is something that you want, that is wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is great, but this is what you're waiting for. Maybe if your wish fulfillment is to do with finances, I don't know exactly, but the Four of Pentacles, Three of Wands is almost like you're waiting, and yet you're also not growing in a way. You're kind of maybe waiting for something to come and save you. I don't know. I'm going to get, what is Capricorn waiting for aside from the Nine of Cups? You're waiting for wish fulfillment. Four of Pentacles. The Death card. Yeah, it feels like something needs to change in order for you to get there. I feel like there's a big distance between where you are right now and where you want to be emotionally. Four of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Nine of Cups. And the Death card about change and transformation. I'll be honest, they're not really telling me exactly what it is that you're holding on to or what the blockage is here, aside from the fact that waiting for something and holding yourself back whilst you're waiting for something is not helping you. And the Death card says that change is inevitable. So if you're preventing change, or you're holding on to the past, for example, or an old story or old way of doing things, it almost feels like something does need to change. And if you're not creating it, it's going to be created. Not in a way to scare you. It's leading towards the Nine of Cups, right? But it feels like something will happen in a different way than what you wanted or anticipated. Okay? That might be the disappointment. But let's see one more. What is Capricorn holding on to in that Four of Pentacles? Ace of Pentacles, maybe a certain opportunity or a way of making money, for example, or a job, maybe even as well. Maybe that's the problem here. Okay, interesting. Again, some change might be needed. So if you're in a job situation, for example, where, you know, you've got an evil boss who never gives anyone a pay rise, yet you're wanting a pay rise, kind of feel like maybe you have to go somewhere that offers you a bit more, for example. Like, that's the death card is big change, right? Like a lot of things in the normal Rider White deck, the king is actually on the floor, death is taking it, right? And it's still moving past anyways, people begging it to stop. So basically what happens when a king dies, right, a new king has to come through, a new ruler. So that's where the death card is quite big, bold changes, because it means that there are new rules coming through. And that's feeling like this is why the change is happening in your week this week. Maybe there is something new coming through, or a new energy that needs to come from you in order to get that wish fulfillment. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm blabbering on. Anyway, in your position, you have the Five of Cups. So a bit of disappointment. Let's see what this is about here. A bit of pessimism, I will say. Why is this in the energy of Capricorn this week? Six of Wands. The King of Swords. All right. Six of Wands trying to come up a bit reversed, to be honest there. So it is a kind of victory, coming out the wall successfully, which again, it feels like if we are strategic and logical about maybe some kind of disappointment, you can still have victory. But it's just that maybe you got a little bit into, you know, worrying about rejection, and again, like maybe worried about moving forward into a new energy. Okay. So I really feel like in order to move forward from this, it's really just about understanding that you can't change an outcome to something that's already happened. What you can control is the way that you move forward, and this feels very successful. King of Swords, Six of Wands, gaining victory over your challenges, like the Six of Wands is all about, and the King of Swords about being strategic and logical. This is an emotional card, right? Yeah. So it feels like if your feelings are quite pessimistic at this time, using them to make decisions if you want abundance and positive things clearly is not going to help, right? It's almost like the way that you're doing something needs to change a little bit here. A successful mindset breeds successful results. So that might be helpful for you. Anyway, let's look at the Page of Cups, because this is in the position of your challenge. This can again be your own inner feelings, your own inner child. Especially if changes are coming through here, maybe if you never felt very worthy or understood, then these feelings could be coming up again. This can also be an unexpected message coming from somebody. Okay, that's the way I read that card too. Could be good, could be difficult. It's in a challenge position. So let's see what this is about. Why is the Page of Cups here in a challenge position? Why is this a challenge for Capricorn, please? Knight of Wands, not bad. And the Page of Cups again, so kind of really just talking about it. It does feel like somebody's coming in. Maybe it's somebody else's news that comes in that does make you feel a bit unsettled. That makes sense with what they were saying earlier, because the Ten of Swords is here. You know, maybe somebody tells you some news that they feel is positive in their life, but maybe it causes a lot of change in yours. For example, that Knight of Wands like, oh, I'm going to go traveling. And it's like, but then what happens to me then if you're going traveling? Or, you know, I don't know what it is exactly in your position, but the Knight of Wands is usually enthusiastic. And usually, I mean, this combination I would say is good news. Why is this in the position of a challenge? What is this energy? What is this Page of Cups, please? The King of Pentacles. So this could be like a boss or somebody who maybe you might depend on financially, or the King of Pentacles. It's somebody who is quite stable in their life or earns a lot or is quite wealthy in some way. It could be, something financial that's coming through here as well, but it feels like good news. Okay, one more. What is this? Why is this a challenge then, please? Why is this news a challenge? Because the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords is still lingering here. Well, when good cards come in a challenge position, it really is about perspective and how we deal with it, right? Or whether it's a challenge to get to that, right? So for it to get to good news, Ten of Pentacles, it does feel like good news and someone's stability. Maybe that makes you feel like you're not good enough, or that you feel rejected from life because somebody else is achieving something, Capricorn, which is weird. King of Pentacles can also be you. Ten of Pentacles can also be you. Building stability could be your challenge. Maybe dealing with your emotions, again, it could just be a challenge about being more positive. If you feel a bit pessimistic lately and just the thought being positive kind of upsets you, then it's a really good time to ask yourself, reflect on that. Like, what is blocking me here? All right, because the Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, really good for your finances, for your abundance, really, for your work. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're just super tired. Maybe you just need a break. Maybe you need to remind yourself that you are enough as you are. What you have right now is enough. Okay, because maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You know, like, I should be more positive and I should be more this and I should be more that. That could be what's blocking you right now. It's weird because I feel like you're getting good news, but it just maybe it feels more overwhelming. You know, it's like, what do you mean I'm going on a trip? It's like, I don't know. It's interesting. Right. Diving down here, we have the external world around you. All right. So you have the Knight of Cups here again. So it does feel like there's a lot of like news coming your way this week. Emotional news even. Knight of Cups can again be, because it's a person card and it's external to you, it definitely does feel like somebody else. This usually is a card that comes in through apologies. All right, maybe that's why you feel like that. Maybe somebody is coming through with an apology in some way. Rejection is here. So this can be someone who rejected you in some way. But this is someone who is supposedly wearing their heart on their sleeves. Let's see what this is about in your external world. Why is a Knight of Cups here in the environment of Capricorn? One more. Yeah, Four of Pentacles again. And the Six of Cups. Yeah, right? Someone from the past that you have a grudge over. Look at that. Look at that. You're really not happy to hear from this person. And that's fine. That's fine. But I will say they're calling for you to let go of the grudge. Not because they want you to accept this person. It's that you can move away from that orphaned energy and those feelings of rejection, you know. That would be the only reason why this comes up. Because the Page of Swords is a triggered energy. Like, why is this person speaking to me? How dare they? Four of Pentacles, like even the illustration in this deck is quite upset. It's like, excuse me, get back. Six of Cups. Nostalgia. Past person. Okay? Knight of Cups. So that's interesting. I wonder if this apology or this letter of emotion or this communication in some way is good news because maybe you did want it, but it's bad news because maybe again, like the person is bringing up old feelings. But instead of seeing and holding on to these feelings, creating a barrier, maybe this is an opportunity to fully let it go. And that's why maybe it's good news in a way. Now it's setting you free, like the Knight of Wands could be the case. And now you can move towards abundance because this is no longer a blockage or limitation in some way. I wonder what they'll say to you, because for some of you with rejection and orphan, I actually feel like what they have to say is quite positive. I wonder. But take it however it is for you guys. Doesn't have to be the case. All right, it doesn't have to be everybody's story either, but interesting how it's coming up here. Okay, let's see what else going on. Now, in your inner world, what's interesting is you have the Sun card. So in your energy, you are a bit disappointed and pessimistic, but in your inner world, you do have the Sun, which is the most positive card in the deck. So that's an interesting contrast going on here. It's about being set free, about clarity. It's about joy, success, celebration. Let's see, why is the Sun card in the inner world of Capricorn? The Tower, the Ace of Cups. That's so interesting. Look at that. Seven of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. That's really interesting because the Tower card is here. Did jump on top of perfection as well. Ace of Cups is all about self-love, especially in your inner world. So I really feel like something, the Tower card, divine intervention, divine timing, fated events, or again some sort of epiphany, some sort of clarity comes shaking down this tower. Maybe it's somebody being exposed, somebody admitting to what they did, because again, I feel like for some of you this person will be very honest, and I do feel like for some of you they will say, you know, it wasn't your fault, I actually did this. And it might help you to understand that rejection wound. Maybe you can heal it in some way. It could be a parent. I don't know who this is. For some of you, the Tower and the Seven of Swords is like really is breaking free from any people that are untrustworthy, right? The Seven of Swords is about betrayal, lying, cheating, stealing energy. It's sneaky energy. So I feel like that's where you're getting an understanding about this. That's where, like, sorry, I'm showing the top camera. That's where you're getting that understanding. That's where you're seeking freedom and clarity. And I feel like this really does clear the path with the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles for you to work harder, again, towards that abundance. Very similar energy to have new love and new emotional experiences, like something setting you free emotionally, which is so interesting. Really, really interesting. Because good things happen after this. Like, it feels freeing in some way. I wonder what that's about. Right, in your advice, you have the King of Cups. So interestingly, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Cups. Your advice is to stay on top of your feelings and emotions. Like that emotion card said, there is new chapters at hand. There is new beginnings at hand. And like this card was saying, it needs you to stay on top of everything, which can, again, be very tricky. The King of Cups knows the ins and outs of his feelings and emotions, and also knows when to give them time and energy, and also when to not let them get the best of him and his stability. So that's something that they're wanting to focus on at this moment of time. Maybe by taking some time for a nap to focus on yourself and focus on your feelings. You know, don't neglect them, don't reject them. Right, King of Cups, why is this here? What's the advice with that card, please, Spirit? Ace of Wands and a Magician. I can start again. Now we can start again. I don't know why that is coming through as that, because the Ace of Wands is passionate, new beginnings, new location, new flirtatiousness, I don't know, new flair for life or for others. The Magician as well is all about manifesting. Okay, so it just feels like there is this being set free almost this week from something that really made you doubt yourself and question yourself. All right, let's get a few more. King of Cups, Ace of Wands, and a Magician. Again, really good energy. Like, you are manifesting in new energy, new passions, new career, maybe even as well for some of you too. New ideas. One more. What else? What other advice, please, for Capricorn this week? The Happy Novel, which is a extra card, which is all about being given a gift here. I wonder if you guys will be giving someone a gift and then you'll get a gift in return. What's interesting is you have Judgment here, which is like you will always be rewarded for doing good in the world. All right. And those who have wronged you, there's the devil in the background who's punishing those people there. So it feels like, I just feel like maybe there was something that was really unjust and unfair and it's really got to you emotionally. And that's where Spirit's like, take a time out, all right, where necessary, to be grateful for the things that you do have and all that kind of stuff, because there is some justice coming through, or judgment at least. And it does feel like somebody's being honest with you this week, which is also really interesting. Or someone's getting caught in some way too. Like, weird week. I will say it feels like a very specific message, so allow it to resonate in your life if it does, and if it doesn't, then clearly it's just for somebody out there. But anyway, I love you guys. I wish you all the best. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.